Ladies and gentlemen, South African politics has officially entered its who will police the police of corruption era. Because right now, the same parties that built their entire brand screaming ANC corruption must fall are suddenly being whispered about in the same tender corridors they claimed to be cleaning. Yes, you heard that right. ActionSA and the EFF allegedly caught in a tender sharing situation in Tshwane. Not rumor, not Twitter gossip. This is coming out of the Madlanga Commission, the place where secrets go to die publicly. And just like that, the script flipped. Let's start with the headline act. The mayor of the city of Tshwane, Dr. Nasipi Moya, didn't waste time. There was no "we are still gathering facts" nonsense, no press conference with dramatic pauses. She said, MMC Kolofelo Morodi, step aside. Placed on special leave immediately. That's political language for something smells and we are not waiting for it to rot. Now here's where it gets spicy. These allegations, WhatsApp messages, confidential tender documents, and a police officer, Sergeant Faninkosi, sitting right in the middle like a middleman at a Sunday bride deal. According to testimony, Morodi allegedly shared internal municipal tender documents. We are talking land lease tenders, possible Tshwane Metro Police security contracts, multi-million rand decisions. And somehow, these documents end up outside official channels. Let's pause here, because South Africans have heard this movie before. Different actors, same script. Tender documents leaking, preferred companies, backdoor conversations. This is not new. This is ANC season 1 to season 20. But now, the twist is different, because the people in the spotlight are the ones who said, we are here to fix this mess. We are the clean alternative. We are the corruption busters. Now suddenly, they are standing in the same smoke. And ActionSA, to be fair, they moved quickly. Suspension, internal investigation, public statement. They are trying to say, we are not the ANC. We act fast. And credit where it's due. Speed matters. But here's the uncomfortable question. Is it damage control or genuine accountability? Because moving fast doesn't always mean moving clean. Sometimes it just means contain the fire before it reaches the whole house. Now, let's bring in the EFF angle, because this is where the story refuses to stay quiet. The CIC himself, Julius Malema, was named in the texts. Julius Malema, as we know, has long been followed by whispers of tender politics dating back to his days in the ANC Youth League in Limpopo. Allegations, investigations, political noise that never quite disappears. So, when EFF names start appearing in tender conversations again, people don't say, this is shocking. They say, we have seen this episode before. Listen to this.
They try to criminalize it. So, my disassociation and my spiritual disconnection from the EFF was when it came into contact with government and part of its leaders at the most senior level wanted to just continue with the corruption of tenders in the municipalities.
Okay. Yeah.
And I said that some of you were accused of these things when we were young elsewhere. And this is what you want to do, and then you brag about it.
Yeah, but as a senior leader, your role isn't to correct. To help with the correction.
David, I did that on many occasions.
Yeah.
Like on many occasions. And the good thing is that what I got to learn about political conduct generally is that even when I give verbal instructions, I write down as well. So there are many occasions where, as the chairperson that time of the governance task unit, I would give instruction to all the municipalities, even those in government, that let us insource all workers. Let us abolish the tenders on security, on cleaners and everything else there. But you'll be doing that only to discover later that the people that you work with are tendering for security in the municipalities where you are saying
themselves.
Yeah, themselves.
Yes.
And wow. that is the most tragic thing that. And then I realized that there are certain things that you cannot cure, like no matter what you say, no matter what you preach and everything. And some of the problems, some of the problems, like the corruption, which I think we say it as well in our founding documents of Maibuena.
And that's the real crisis here. Not just the allegation, but the pattern. Because South Africans are now stuck in a political loop. Party rises claiming to fight corruption, gains power, gets access to tenders. Suddenly, corruption allegations appear, and then a new party rises claiming to fix corruption, and the cycle repeats. So now, the question becomes the title of today's roast. Who policies who? Because if the ANC was corrupt, the opposition becomes corrupt, the clean alternatives get compromised, then who exactly is left to enforce accountability? And don't underestimate the damage this does. This is bigger than Tshwane. This hits trust because voters are not just choosing parties anymore. They are choosing who they believe will steal less. Let that sink in. Not who will build more, not who will fix the economy, but who will loot less aggressively. And coalition politics, it makes everything worse because now you have multiple parties sharing power, sharing influence, and allegedly sharing tenders. So instead of checks and balances, you get checks cancelled, balances negotiated. Now, to be fair, let's ground this. Moroti has not been found guilty. Special leave is not a conviction, it's a precaution. And the mayor did the right thing by stepping in early. But politically, the damage is already done. Because perception in politics is louder than truth. And right now, the perception is brutal. Everyone is eating. So what happens next? The investigation will unfold. The commission will continue. More names may drop because commissions in South Africa are like slow-burning fires. At first, it's smoke. Then suddenly, the whole forest is on fire. But here's the deeper issue Mzansi needs to confront. Corruption is no longer a party problem. It's becoming a system problem, a culture, a temptation that seems to infect anyone who gets close enough to power. And until that changes, we will keep having this same conversation every election cycle. Different logos, same behavior. So the next time a politician stands on stage and says, we will fight corruption, maybe the real question to ask is, and who will fight you when it's your turn? If you made this far, you already know this channel doesn't do blind loyalty. We follow the truth wherever it goes. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is this just another political scandal or proof that the system itself is broken? And if you are tired of recycled corruption wearing new uniforms, hit subscribe because here we roast everyone equally.